Hey Veronica, want to take a look at what it looks like?
I just want to make sure it's streaming and she can get it.
You okay? It's a bit dark, but...
So if you need to move, then move.
Alright. How close can I get to the stage?
Yeah, wherever you want to be.
Alright.
Yeah, where you want to be, because I got to make sure they can hear us.
Right.
For the crowd. You can even speak.
Be right here. Yeah, this is why I was advocating for like Google Hangouts and stuff. But yeah.
Well, next time. Sure. And you can bring a chair and take a seat or whatever.
Is it going to be a panel or is it just a guy talking?
Just me.
Oh. Oh, well then here we go.
You should get comfortable. We're going to be here for a while. Get a chair or sit right here or go over there or somewhere else. All right, everybody, we're going to get started. Thank you so much today for coming. I know everyone's super busy. It's probably the worst time of the season to even have an event right now, but it's kind of an emergency, and I'll explain why. And hopefully at the end of the meeting, everybody will understand why it was important to come together today. First, I want to introduce myself to anyone who doesn't know who I am. I'm Veronica Carpio with Grow Hemp, Colorado. I'm also a hemp farmer. This meeting was brought on today basically because of Laura's Bake Shop, who's in the front. Exactly. Because of some issues that I never thought would be addressed, again, have now come up. I don't know if everyone got a copy at the front when they checked in. It's of our kind of itinerary today. So that's what we're first going to review. So everybody who has that, please get it out. That's how we're going to address this today. So why are we here? We are here, and also I want to know, there is a live stream going on right now at Hemplements in Colorado Springs, so there's a chunk of people down there too. At some point we'll hopefully get them to give us some input over here, but they're watching us live right now also. We also might get a call at 1:30 from Bob Hoban, who is one of the attorneys also kind of helping out and dealing with this as well. So we'll see, we might get him on speakerphone. All right, so why are we here today? We're here because the CDPHE, which I'm not sure if everyone knows what CDPHE is. So CDPHE is the Colorado Department of Health and Environment. They regulate a bunch of different stuff. Basically, about 3 to 4 years ago, I started, well, actually over 4 years ago, I started producing hemp coffee, and I was working with the Boulder County Health Inspector, and went back and forth about the regulatory issues regarding hemp in food. At that point, it was only imported, not domestically grown. Once we were able to grow hemp, I went to the health department and asked about hemp leaf juice, if it was appropriate or possible for us to juice the hemp leaf. That's where the conversation started. Last year, October-ish, 2015, one of our state legislators named Casey Becker, she had some meetings, mostly marijuana lobbyists, and they were trying to control CBD. They wanted CBD, all compounds and cannabinoids, under marijuana. So they were trying to attempt to control CBD at that time. I went back to the health department in Boulder County and gave them some very specific questions with detailed information to try to clarify, mostly for Casey Becker in this meeting. We're going to go over that letter today and some other things. So I feel like it's important to start at the beginning so you can understand how this started. Hemp in 2015 in October was being treated as any other food product, not adulterated. It was considered a food additive or treated like food and produce, herb and produce. That is reflected in the letter that I sent and the questions that are also in your packet. So let's go to that really quick. Let me tell you what page it is. Okay, on page 2, you'll see it says hemp questions for health departments. I did go to college, it was not for spelling, so I'm horrible at typos, FYI. This scenario I presented was about extractions in the commercial kitchen. So right now you cannot do marijuana extractions in a commercial kitchen. Marijuana extractions have to be done under a MIP. Hemp, I asked if we could do extractions in a commercial kitchen using alcohol or non-solvent extraction forms, not excluding butane or CO2. I went into specifics about the use of those concentrates and where the plant material would come from. And I asked 3 core questions, being, can hemp plant extraction be done in a licensed commercial kitchen, provided it follows permitted guidelines for this process, which was detailed in the letter. The second question I asked, can hemp plant extractions or concentrate be used in a commercial kitchen to mix in or add other products? Number 3, are hemp foods and products regulated under the same guidelines as any food? And the answers were given, and it's on page 3, and they are in red. So we'll go over the answers and then I'll tell you where these came from. So 1, as we would all agree, the answer is yes, it follows the permitted guidelines as described in the letter you provided. So they did give consent that we could do extractions of hemp material in commercial kitchens for alcohol and non-solvent. So that was a yes at that point. 2, we got a yes on hemp extractions as a food ingredient is not considered adulterated. Adulterated is going to be a very important term soon in this discussion. It says that they would treat it like any other produce or herb type of ingredient if the product is sold as food at retail. So far I think we're on the same page. This is all what we understood before. Number 3, yes, since hemp extractions produced under the permitted guidelines are simply considered a food additive as they are treated the same way as any other food product. So as soon as I got this information, the CEA was given all this whole thread of conversation. And this kind of became our industry standard, whether we knew where it came from or not. This is what has been repeated. This is what we all understand. When I submitted these questions, it went to the health department at the county level. And then it escalated to the state level to a division at CDPHE called LAP. That LAP department took it to the manufacturing wholesale division, which is the source of the issue. And they went to FDA to get some confirmation on how to answer these questions. So originally, these questions escalated through multiple levels up to the FDA to get answered and then came back down the chain to me. So this is important and you'll understand why you spoke shortly. So everything's fine, everyone's doing their business, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not million, are being invested in hemp right now for extractions, concentrates, CBD products, human consumable foods, or items that are for humans. In June, I got a call from Florida Steak Shop, Chris, and she was very upset because the CDPHE Manufacturing Wholesale Division didn't want to issue her manufacturing wholesale license. So what is a manufacturing wholesale license? Why is it important? If you are producing food or anything human consumption, tinctures, topicals, capsules, hummus, whatever it is, you need to have it done out of a commercial kitchen, which is usually regulated by the county. Then you escalate to the state department, which would be CDPHE, where you get your wholesale manufacturing license in order to legally wholesale and distribute your products made from the commercial kitchen. When she attempted to get the wholesale manufacturing license and paid her fee, she was later provided a rejection letter. So this was before I got involved. So as soon as she told me there were some issues, I called CDPHE, a lady named Laura. I believe she's a division supervisor. I forget exactly her title. We had an interesting conversation, of which I quoted a number of things she had said, such as no other plant material or plant matter can be used. She said that only sterilized hemp products are legal. So when we say sterilized, it's not necessarily a process we go through, it's just non-viable, a non-viable form. So just so we're clear, for sterilized foods, hemp seed foods, it is not an extra process we go through, it is simply making sure it's not viable. And it will have to be at 0.3, of course. She also said the other plant matter is not under their jurisdiction because it is not recognized as food. These became very concerning to me because I had a statement already, a position in black and white, stating opposite. She also said CBD has not been proven safe for food use. Obviously, we could all disagree with her because we know otherwise, because of the HIA versus DEA case. There's another contradiction. I'll point that out later again where they contradict this. The other thing she said to me is conversations, where this all came from. She said conversations went through her legal counsel, division director, federal partners, and Washington and Denver district. So that was concerning because that meant there had been a lot of other conversations no one else was aware about. So at that point, I realized everything had completely went opposite of what their original position was. After my conversation with Laura at CDPHE also stated that they were mandated to not have any activity regarding hemp for the next 10 days because they had no budget. So she told me she was not going to do any activity for the next 10 days because they were mandated due to no budget to go with hemp. Well, interestingly enough, still on page 3 towards the bottom, June 21st, 2016, an email was sent from the LAP division of CDPHE back down to some of the health inspectors in the different counties. And it said, we recently received an update on the use of hemp seed in food. The information is different than what was given to you in the past. But with more research we have confirmed on the manufacturing team, that the only sterilized hemp seed dried products are allowed in food. This would also apply to CBD oil, provided that the oil that is only sterilized and seed derived. So first of all, they were mandated not to do anything, and then this letter comes out literally almost 2 days after our conversation. It also says, it's very vague. It says that research, after further research, what does that even mean? It also says it comes from the manufacturing division. Remember, the manufacturing division is the one who originally answered the questions in the beginning in October 2015 and provided that to the industry. So this was even further concerning and disappointing. And the health inspectors who sent these emails to me were also shocked because they had no idea this was occurring and this was all new information for them. I asked them how they would enforce it if necessary. They did tell me that the health inspectors in the counties had discretion and that they would decide on a case-by-case basis of what to do, because I asked them if they came into my kitchen and I was producing hemp tea, would they confiscate all my material and shut me down and fine me? And he basically reassured me that it would be on a case-by-case basis. Which maybe was reassuring or not, I'm not sure. He's a good guy though, at least this one. Okay, so now after the communication to the lab division through the other health inspectors, I asked Florida State Shop to get the denial letter. And the denial letter is, I just showed a section of it on page 4. I actually did attach it. If you guys want to go to the actual letter, it is the second to last page in your packet, hopefully. If you don't have the letter in your packet, hopefully someone does next to you. It should be letterhead, Colorado Department of Ag, June 14, 2016. Does everyone have that letter? Okay, so feel free to read this at your convenience, but I do want to point out a few things. In fact, if you can get that on the screen. Oh, there you go, right on. Okay. So the first sentence, it says at the end, wholesale food manufacturing and storage facility. So this is like the correct term for the license, same division. On this last sentence on the first paragraph, it says, products you propose to manufacture are made from industrial hemp matter containing CBD, which falls outside of CDPHE jurisdiction for manufactured food. So let's read that again. Products proposed to manufacture are made from industrial hemp matter containing CBD, which now falls out like the jurisdiction of CDPHE for manufactured food. Again, the opposite of what they said before. It also, on the second paragraph, it says, since food products containing marijuana or CBD are not the jurisdiction of the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. This is actually, this second paragraph, first sentence, is a direct contradiction to that letter they sent out to the inspectors prior to saying after further research, all CBD is allowed if it comes from hemp seed oil. So they actually acknowledged already that CBD is okay if it's coming from hemp seed oil. So therefore it's under their jurisdiction, if that's what I'm understanding. But in the rejection letter, it's saying CBD is not under their jurisdiction. So this is kind of the basis of the issue. Now, why is this now becoming an issue? So they are considering the hemp material, other than seed, adulterated versus non-adulterated, which we were told before, and a food additive. So now it's adulterated. What does adulterated mean? So we have two definitions of adulterated. One is our state law in our Colorado Food and Drugs Act, and the second is in our federal Section 21, something about our food code there. And actually, I did put some more research on your last page in your packet about the federal definition of adulterated, which may help kind of clarify. Because when something is adulterated, it is totally illegal. So let me kind of give you an example. In court, in our legal system, we're innocent until proven guilty. And food is the opposite. You're basically adulterated until you're proven safe for human consumption. So for some reason now, they are decided that CBD and all other parts of the plant except for seed are considered adulterated. Adulteration products and mislabeling has real consequences such as legal seizures, jail time,